Welcome to the Conscious Crew podcast. We've got a special episode today. We want to talk about self-care, which is something that's really important for everyone. I hope you guys can all gain some value from this special episode. I know you had some special things you wanted to talk about in regard to this. I'll let you go ahead and bring it in.
Okay. Well, one thing with self-care is, I guess we could talk about the reasons for it and the benefits. For example,
Sure.
A lot of people are working really hard right now, and that's great. But I think a lot of people aren't taking care of themselves, or they're looking for different ways to take care of themselves and really understanding what self-care is. Like, for example, self-care can be as simple as eating healthy and eating like a good, balanced, home-cooked meal, actually taking the time to cook it if you enjoy it, doing things that are fun, that have nothing to do with making money or being a part of your brand, that are actually just private and having fun and connecting with other individuals. And going to the gym, making sure that you take the time to look the way that you want to look in the morning, even going and getting massages, journaling. And all of these things can seem kind of awkward for people sometimes who don't like to who feel like they're wasting time taking care of themselves. You're not, because you're actually taking care of yourself, allows you to actually have more energy and more productivity. And it prevents burnout. How many people have ever been burned out or too stressed?
Yeah.
So,
I always say that you can't feed anybody off an empty plate. So, like, if you don't do things just for yourself, then you won't have any energy to do what you have to do. So,
I think so. Or, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I feel also like listening to your body. I don't know if somebody works in a job where there's a lot of physical labor, like, is your body telling you that you need a break? Is your arm or shoulder starting to hurt? Are you, starting to have dehydration? Are you drinking water? Just listening to your body and knowing, like, hey, maybe it's time for me to eat again, or just taking care of yourself, even going to the doctor when you need to go to the doctor for a checkup, and just making sure that your body is functioning fully.
Right.
Absolutely.
I agree.
A lot of my self-care things are a lot of internal things. Like you were saying, things that you can do for yourself, doing things you enjoy. Music, listening to music. I love to watch a good funny movie. Just play with your kids.
Yeah.
Go for a walk. Actually, just sitting and doing nothing especially when you get older. Like just sitting there. It's a form of meditation. Just sitting there and just being still for a little while is one of the best ways to take care of yourself.
Without thinking.
Yeah.
Trying to clear your mind. And I know a lot of people who have a lot of trouble, who have told me I have trouble relaxing, or I'm not able to clear my mind. And guided meditation really helped me with that. And that's what my kids have to use. We, kind of Google little things like ninja or tree meditations, and it'll get them all relaxed and kind of give them a scenario. And it really helps, especially when you're starting out. The great thing about meditation is that it builds up in your brain. So if, let's say, you meditate every day for you start with 5 minutes, and then maybe you start doing 10 or 15 minutes. Eventually you'll be able to, do 20 minutes. But the good thing is, let's say you can't meditate for a few days. That is there. It's always a benefit. Even if you can only clear your mind for 10 minutes a day, and you're focusing on your breathing, it will really help you just to clear your mind, just to take time to be still.
Oh, absolutely.
Without running around. It's hard to imagine what that's doing to you mentally and physically, to always be go, go, go. Sometimes you just need to chill.
Yeah.
Well, it's taking time to take a break too. So say I got a ton of stuff to do today, which I try to keep myself busy. But say, even though I've got all these things, I found that I'm more productive if I'm just getting after thing after thing after thing. If I take a quick break, go grab some water, go outside, let my dogs out, go do some things like that, and then come back, it kind of like resets my brain. Now I can really dive back into what I'm trying to do, and I can actually be more productive. Usually, and another thing is your focus. Your focus increases, and my grandfather always said, he said that you can be more productive with less time. So if you give someone an hour to do something and they're just grinding it out and they're trying to get it done, if you say, give them the same task and say, hey, you got 10 minutes to do this, go take a break, come back at it and just get after it, and a lot of times too, especially with all this, the technical age, I'm sure everyone gets stuck on the computer sometimes where they're like, I can't figure this out, or something's just frustrating me. You find yourself frustrated. Just take a break from it, get away from the computer completely for a second, and then reset your brain, come back at it later, and sometimes it'll just be you were just a click away. I found that's sometimes the solution for me. So,
and I think like starting to when I say, like, listen to your body, you can start to actually identify the signs of burnout before they happen. And one thing that I would suggest is to create, like, a self-care toolkit, kind of. Like, even if it's just a little box or a place where you put stuff and you can pull it out when you start to not feel well. I mean, you can know, okay, well, my body's kind of starting to hurt. I'm kind of starting to be snippy with people. I feel myself getting angry more often. I'm just not feeling well. I'm getting fatigued more often. Like, that's probably a good sign if you're not already taking care of yourself that you should kind of have a self-care day. But in this toolbox, you could, for example, know that you want to pull out your favorite songs. Know that it's time to meditate and have headphones in there. Have a bath bomb. Have your journal right there. And you can kind of journal, just empty your mind on that journal. And then try to journal about some things that you're thankful for. Gratitude. And one other thing I was going to say, but I can't think of it right now.
I'm sure.
I love the gratitude thing. Me and my youngest son, we do that every day at the end of the day. We'll just say, even if sometimes you have to force it, because sometimes, you get the running around so hard and you're just like, but then you just kind of force yourself, and it does recharge you.
Especially,
gratitude list.
So what is that? You're saying, like, go over the things that...
Yeah, for example...
that you're thankful for.
Yeah.
Oh, throughout the day.
And it's so funny what kids are thankful for. It'll blow your mind. Like, I'll be like, thank you for my food and shelter and my car and, the things that adults... Well, kids will be like, thank you for hugs. Thank you for,
sweet.
for birds. And, you know what I mean? And when you really think about it...
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and that makes you feel recharged, and that I feel like it kind of reconnects you with things that matter,
Right, the kids
right.
always
And
know.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Well, I thought this was a good segment. Hopefully it helps someone out there. You can definitely feel free to leave your comments below if you have something that helps you. Or like you said, in your toolkit, or things that you're grateful for. Go ahead and just weigh in on this topic, and we appreciate everyone taking the time to watch this. And
I would also just want to say that, you need more self-care also, like after something traumatic happens, like if you are going through something with a friend passing away, or or anybody, a family member, or if you have a life-changing incident. And a lot of people will just push through, try to push through and work, or just try to avoid thinking about it. And it's kind of like, that is actually the time when you most need to take care of yourself. When you most need to just give yourself some compassion. Maybe you do need an extra nap for a few days.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, wallow in your sadness forever, but, take the time to really deal with that and heal it. And
right.
maybe take a break from a social obligation or something that week and explain hey, I just need some time for myself. Sorry, I know you were closing up, but I just wanted to really add that in. That there are times when you need more self-care than others.
And maybe we can try to see if we can find some resources or somewhere, some tips that we can leave in the comments below.
Kind of come up with some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, again, Thanks for watching, and
Take care of yourself
take care.
and each other.